Big animals have strong gag reflexes, so when it tried to bite him, it just jammed his...
Yo, what is up everybody? It's your boy Jayfinest and welcome back to my channel. Why am I holding an egg on my hand? It's because I just messed up my mic.
Hey yo, what?
Today, I'm gonna be reacting to Zack D Films until I'm absolutely traumatized.
They released millions of needles into space,
Why?
forming a thin metallic ring around Earth. And when radio signals were beamed up there, they would hit the needles before bouncing back down again, making radio communication possible. You see, the military were afraid the Soviets could destroy undersea cables, which would cut off all reliable communications. Now, the first launch failed when the needles clumped together, but on the second try, they spread out into a ring around the Earth. Astronomers from other countries were furious, calling it space trash. And the plan was soon scrapped, but to this day, thousands of tiny needles still orbit the Earth.
Imagine those tiny needles falling into Earth. We are cooked, chat. We are cooked.
Thought it was a runny nose, but the clear liquid was not mucus.
What
You see,
the heck?
2 years earlier, she got into
You're
a car
starting to
crash,
traumatize
hitting
me.
her head on the dashboard. This broke the thin bone between her brain. Fluid filling her skull started to leak out, which she thought was just a runny nose. Soon, she was losing 2 cups of fluid
What
a
the
day
heck?
until doctors finally found the hole. They took fat from her belly and plugged it, finally allowing her to live normally.
Well, now I'm gonna appreciate every single day of my life.
Cut the flap in the lid of a pizza box, then cover the hole with plastic wrap and line the whole thing with aluminum foil. Next, add a square of black paper in the bottom. Place your crackers, chocolate, and marshmallow on the paper under the plastic, and use a stick to prop up the lid. Now, if you stick it in the sun, it will reflect off the foil, bouncing down into the box. And the black paper will absorb the heat, while the plastic wrap traps it inside. And after 30 minutes, you'll have a gooey, delicious s'more.
Thank you, Zack. Now we solved a problem that never existed.
She scribbled on an egg, then pushed it right back inside the chicken. A few hours later, the hen laid the same egg again.
That's
with
no.
the words,
Say wallahi, bro. Say wallahi.
to have powers, saying her chicken had been
That
blessed.
chicken just-
People came from miles away to see it, paying
Nah,
her coins
that chicken
just
needs
to watch
justice.
the holy bird. Now, she wrote on every egg herself and sold fake potions to anyone who believed her, until one killed a woman and she was hanged for murder. But people still wanted her power, so they bought pieces of her skin as charms to keep evil away.
The chicken getting violated by its own eggs is crazy. Yeah, absolutely. This is absolutely crazy, bro. Like, how?
If you place a hex nut in a balloon,
Alright.
blow it up, and spin it around inside, as it rolls along the inflated surface, each ridge on the nut hits the latex. This makes a thumping noise, but
Meanwhile,
it gets bigger and slows down, the sound gets lower. But if the nut is too heavy, it will start to stretch the latex until it bursts through.
Yep, I
popping
saw
the
that
balloon
from
and
my
setting
mind. Wait,
the metal
these ain't
ins-
that bad,
They
bro.
held the goldfish over the tank before dropping it in as food.
Alright.
But instead of being eaten, it managed to escape, slipping into a drainage pipe. It swam until it reached a filtration tank, and even though it was pitch black inside, the fish was
Wasn't
finally
that bad for
safe.
the fish.
It survived by eating scraps of food that passed through the filter, and for the next 7 years, it
there's
lived
no
there
way. There's
alone.
no.
When
Survived
workers
7
finally
years
opened the
alone,
tank
bro.
to
What the
clean
heck?
it, they found the goldfish, which had grown to be 10 inches long.
Damn.
And to honor it, they gave it a real tank, where aquarium visitors
Bro
could visit the
absolutely
fish
deserves
who
that.
escaped. Fell into a dumpster while taking out the trash, and a garbage truck emptied it and started compacting. It crushed the garbage and her 4 times, until he finally saw something moving on his truck
What
cam.
the-
He turned off the truck and the compactor stopped. which is when the neighbors heard the woman's screams. Rescuers rushed in to help her. They used a crane basket to lift her out, and despite serious injuries, she did survive.
Yo.
She fell into a dumpster while taking out the trap. Sets were strapped onto the cow.
Hey guys, we got VR on a cow before GTA 6.
It produced more than usual. So some people think the VR image worked by improving the cow's mood. But the headsets are actually designed for humans, showing the same image from slightly different angles, one for each eye. And since the cow's eyes are much further apart, 2 separate headsets would show 4 images in total, creating total confusion for...
Yo, we got cows getting brain rots before GTA 6, bro. Like, damn,
for sure.
Damn. Guys, let me know in the comment section below how y'all are doing. I think I'm doing fine. Like, it ain't that bad.
Meanwhile,
the bug shoots out a sticky goo, which is scraped off the tree and washed in a giant pot. Next, it's laid out on the ground to dry before getting stuffed into a long sock over a hot furnace. And as it rotates, the dried goo melts, dripping onto the tray below. It's then sprayed into an even layer and stretched by a worker using their hands and feet until it's nearly transparent. Finally, it's cut into small pieces, shipped to factories around the world, and mixed into candy to make it
I ain't eating candy anytime soon, bro. yo, I'm ready. I'm so ready for the comment. Zack is not killing us anymore. He's killing our appetite, bro. For real. I'm more concerned about the barefoot than the bag shit itself, bro. What is wrong with you?
She poured concrete straight into the storm pipe at the edge of her yard, and the wet cement hardened inside, sealing the pipe so water couldn't flow through. You see, that pipe was part of the neighborhood's draining system, carrying rainwater underground to a nearby pond where it could collect. But the woman claimed that the drain was eating away at her yard and causing sinkholes. Once the pipe was sealed, the water had nowhere to go. Eventually, the cable snapped and fell on her face. And even though people screamed, the ride operator did nothing. The girl pushed the cable off her, but part of it had become wrapped around her legs. Suddenly, the ride dropped, pulling the cable tight. It sliced right through her, cutting off her feet. And they dropped to the ground below, where a crowd gathered to watch. Now, doctors were able to reattach one of her feet, but the other was too damaged.
That's why you don't see me anywhere near this stupid game, man. Like, you ain't see me.
They built up 26 stories, stuffing each floor full of pigs. Inside, food is funneled through pipes into feeding spots that can be opened with the push of a button. And giant tanks turn their poop into gas, which actually helps power the building. Trucks deliver hundreds of pigs inside, which are then moved up in elevators to different levels. And when they get big enough, the pigs are shuffled to another building to be killed and butchered before they're shipped out to be cooked at restaurants all over the country.
Alright, we get haram buildings before GTA 6 again.
He shoved his arm down the bear's throat, and as it slid down, the bear gagged before letting go of the man and running away.
How is that
when
your
the man was out
survival
hunting,
instinct?
he accidentally
Like shoving
woke
your
up
hand
with a
into the
sleeping
bear's
bear. It pinned him
throat.
down to the ground, and as he tried to fight back, he remembered his grandma told him that big animals have strong gag reflexes. So when it tried to bite him, he just jammed his "I am awake" in his journal, and just a few seconds later, he wrote it again. Each time, he felt like he was waking up for the very first time. You see, when he was in his 40s, a virus had attacked the part of his brain that saves facts and memories, causing his mind to reset every 5 to 30 seconds. He could still pour a cup of coffee, but he would forget it was sitting right in front of him. When he met a new person, he would greet them again just a few seconds later, as if it was for the first time. Now, he could still sit down at a piano and play beautifully. That's because he still remembered all the skills he learned before he got sick. And the virus didn't damage his emotional memory, so every time his wife walked into the room, he hugged her with tears, because to him, it always felt like they had been apart for years.
Damn. That's just sad, man. Like, W's in the comments for Grandpa.
He applied to be a manager at the sewage company company after working there for 2 years. But instead of thanking him for his hard work, they just rejected him. So he ripped the equipment from the office and shoved it into his car. He drove to nearly 50 different sewage pumps as he hacked the systems he once built. This sent massive floods of poop into the nearby rivers, turning the water black and killing all the fish.
You can
It took
ever get, bro.
days. She escaped her abusive boyfriend, taking her puppy with her to a hotel. But since she worked 12-hour days, the puppy got bored and chewed through the pipes. When the hotel manager found out, he told her to get rid of the puppy or they would both be kicked out. With no other option, she called an Uber to the vet, planning to get the dog put down. But when the driver found out, she called her husband, and they both agreed to adopt the puppy instead, saving his life and giving him the home he deserved.
You know what?
She
This was the happy ending that we needed. Thanks God. Like, this was the happy ending that I wanted. So guys, we're gonna end this video right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it didn't make you traumatized. I thought like this video is gonna make me traumatized and I will never want to watch Zack D Films again like other guys. But yeah guys, so this is my second video of Zack D Films. And the first video, you guys really liked it, and I was like, I gotta do a part 2 of this video. So yeah guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Turn on my post notifications. And with that all being said, I love you guys and I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace out.